said that she did the agenda with the questions and the first time on the
Who
board.
said that here without agenda? Don't come to meeting when we're not agenda, so we just want to bring CSA. So we just go ahead and say.
Well, we call it to order and administration to that and come with just want to discussion.
That's what happened.
And I think we're not going to take any action. We don't need a call.
Means like, go.
Right?
Means like the meeting here without agenda. We discuss the schedule without agenda.
We never had an agenda in my last 4 years.
Right.
Speak close to the mic.
Speak close to the mic.
Close to the mic.
Like that was it? You get good set to the mic. Yeah, good.
No, put the mic there in front of your face and I can't hear you.
My face is important. My mind is more important than my face.
I have that on you.
Good. Listen to the media. Send it to the CIA. Say, don't put the mic there. Put the mic now.
It's good, it's fine.
What do you want to hear or see?
Right there, it's good, that's fine.
Good morning. The special meeting we called here this morning is to address new business of the inspector report. Before we go into that, I would like to ask everybody here to put the phone on vibrate or off. And we begin the introduction of the members of the election system who's here. And they know that we have before us today originally and finally and officially on board of supervisor of elections is Carolyn Adams. So before we go any further, I'd like to have a roll call. So let's start.
Okay, roll call. Mr. Delbert and Brian.
Here.
Roland Molinar. Absent. Mrs. Lisa Harris Moore. Absent. Mrs. Liliana Belado O'Neill.
Present.
Mr. Rupert W. Ross Jr. Absent. Mr. Glenn Webster. Here. Mr. Raymond Williams. Absent. Okay. So Chino, we have three members present, 4 members absent.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to correct that because Mullen had said he was going to be off island, so he should be excused.
No, I'm saying I was going to ask
Okay,
the question.
excuse.
Because Mr. Ross said something, I said he had another commitment. He sent his to me. He said he had another commitment, so.
Another comment, Mr. Russell, the student lady, whether they excuse or what. You could check two if you want, check excuse or absent, both of them the same thing. So you check excuse for Ross, go ahead.
Mr. Molinar is absent and excused. Mr. Ross is absent and excused.
Before we go any further, I'll ask those in the presence, if you can give your name, media, or private position in here. Good morning again.
Tom Ader, St. Croix Avis.
Erica Parsons, News 2.
Marvin Ford with the BI Action Group.
Justin Schaffner with BI Source.
Evelyn Bascom, Concerned Citizen.
That's it? Well, before we proceed again, I'd just like to ask us to have a little patience because it seems to have been a abrupt disruption of power because contractor next door felt that the generator that's supposed to be working was working days ago. But I wanted to make sure somewhere in the system where the generator transferring the power not working properly. So we had to get the power from back on. Now they're claiming to try to fix the generator. And the thing that we need to suggest, we have a joint board meeting, or otherwise we have the Sunny Isles Corporation and the board come to some agreement where even in the evening, a generator should be running when they don't have to pay for electricity. They pay for the use of the generator, but it's emergency or regular. If you want to save electrical bills, the generator should be working on a time certain, save some power bills to the board and election system. You know, we earn the regular work of power. When we finish, they can probably turn it back off again so they can run the generator. But to save some time, basically that's what happened. The report that we have here to circulate to the members here, since Mr. Ross and Mr. Williams and Mr. Mohed isn't here, I will give Ms. Carolyn Fox, supervisor of election, her copy and their copy. The cover letter is clear with instruction. You can also provide a copy of the cover letter to the media who are here. And Ms. Johnson, could you make 3 copies of this, please? Or 4? Basically, the cover letter reads.
You don't give me one?
Yeah, you know what? Sorry.
No, you got.
I got 2 Basically, the letter reached August 16th at the M. Ryan Chairperson, St. Clair Board of Election in October 4 said, dear Mr. Chairman Brian, enclose you for your review and comment is the proposed report entitled Election System of the Virgin Compliance with the Health of America Vote Act of 2002, dated August 2013. The review was conducted by the Department of Interior Office of Inspector General on behalf of the U.S. Election Commission Office of the Inspector General. Please provide us with written comments to the report in letter format. If any, by September 16th, if your comments are not received by the due date, we will issue a report as presented. The final report will be issued to the active Executive Director of the U.S. Inspector Assistant Commission, ESC, who is responsible for audit resolution for ESC. Once you have reviewed the report, we would like to coordinate an exit conference to discuss the contents of the report. Please contact me at 202-566-3125 to schedule the exit conference. Because the ESC is subject to Section 508 of the Rehabilitation Act, we are required to make this document, such as the forthcoming final report, in a format that is accessible. The Office of Inspector General strives to post fully accessible documents. In order to make the final report of the audit report accessible, we request that you provide an electronic response or foldable document format PDF. Please do not scan the copy of the response. This is not an accessible PDF document. We appreciate the cooperation in making all of our documents accessible. The report is being made available solely to those having responsibility concerning the subject discussed for the review and comment, after which the final report will be issued. This document is exempt from disclosure to the public under the Freedom of Information Act. For this reason, the recipient of this report must not show or release its contents under any circumstances other than for the purpose of the official review of the document. If you have any questions about the report, please call me 202-566-3125. Sincerely, Curtis Kreider, Inspector General, Enclosure. Identical letter sent to Mr. Arturo Wattenden Jr., Chairperson, St. Thomas and John Elections, in Box 6038, St. Thomas, Virginia, 00804. Ms. Alicia Wells, Chairperson, Joint Board of Election, PO Box 1601, St. Thomas, yes, Virginia. So what I can do, I can give the media copy of the letter so I can understand if they have any.
She just passed it on to the.
Oh, sorry. Yes, sometimes. If they have any things there. So in order, if you have it there in your hand, we're going to go to the executive session so I can discuss among the members of the board who are here and the supervisor of election who is legally on board now. So we can ask everyone in the room presently, you can excuse yourself. We won't be long because there's what we can do to thing with me. So if you want to go come back, if you want to go, you could have your 10 minutes questions and comments on the public. So whichever you prefer to do. For the wait until we finish, to give public questions.
I don't know about the public, but I mean, I'll wait.
All right, so just give us a couple of minutes and we get back. Okay, thank you again for giving us a little chance to distribute on the executive session. So basically, how we will go in and discussing how we're going to proceed and responding from the information and the audit. 3 members that are not here, 4 members that are not here, will receive the time that they can respond individually to the concern. And since the request that came from my office was me as the chairman, we're going to decide among ourselves when there's a quorum present as to how we're going to proceed. And basically, we'd like to collect information and response from any member of the board in the St. Croix district that are willing to release it to send to the response and to do that. If they choose at their own volition to send it directly to Mr. Prida, then that's the decision that they will have to make. But I'm not the one and the final arbiter, as you say, on what they say in response to the concern. In addition to that, we need to be sure that we answer to the best of our ability with the information we have access to, and maybe we can talk to other individuals that would not involve here today. And those that were here before, we can ask whether Mr. Weber or Ms. Glaskett or Mr. Abramson to get in touch with him to find out how they want. I'm sure he, Mr. Weber, and Ms. Glaskett would know the references that are being made in the report, because I don't have those concerns that they're asking. I'm sure the members don't have the concern that I would respect. And that's the reason I've been trying to get information from the time I've been here. And since I didn't get it then, I haven't got it now, I can only rely on it in this report to make my response accordingly. In addition to that, basically that's what we came up with doing and how we're going to proceed. The report is 16 pages with specific recommendations and findings that will be addressed at the appropriate time at the exit conference after the 16th of September. So basically that will be left to the Inspector General Office or Mr. Prida to have an original and final thing to be released. As we know, you have agencies in the Virgin government, OMB, Commission of Finance, and House of Governors, when they make reference, they have their answers to give also to the report. So I don't know what the answers will be or how it will be addressed. But we are going to address ours from the board of election perspective and from the supervisory election, basically directly to the EAC Inspector General Office. So that's as far as we got in the contents. And both of you, or all of you, they have the cover letter, so you can imagine from there, if you really want to call individually to Mr. Pride's office, you have there, maybe they may tell you something that we can't tell you. We are the conference in the 508 and Freedom of Information Act, so even the staff in here, we didn't give the copy to because that information would have to come when they ask those office employees to be responsive. They have to ask any question prior, they will contact the employee because they know where and how to send them. And that's basically what we do. These facts have the copies for the other board members, Mohamed Williams, Ross, and Molina, O'Neill, and myself, and Mr. Webb's have this here. And what you hear, I want to share before I go to get. We have this presentation that was made to be. Oh, you gave them one already, right? That's good.
No.
You didn't give them one, you said? Sure. You have a copy of this, right?
Yeah, it's 2 on each, but the copies for 7 or something. Let's add a copy.
I wasn't seeing.
Not a, yeah. It's 2 each.
Oh yeah, sorry for that.
I think it's the mic, because I think I have that
It
one.
was the one here.
Minimum there.
The one here. sir. Is that when you receive, the presentation with the budget hearing in St. Thomas yesterday? One more day. Oh, you have one already? You have one already? Sorry.
Thank you.
That's it. That's all. If anybody missing one with the Africa, everybody have one there? Nobody shaking their head. Who don't have one?
The two of them.
That's, what's his name? You have one?
Yes, I have one. Justin has one.
So we get two persons, and that is basically just what we do. We want to have our district board meeting next Wednesday. We're going to send out the agenda so we can discuss the budget and the presentation with those members of the board that were not there. The vice chairman was there, and also the vice president was present. Nonetheless, I don't think that the finance committee really was interested really in how we don't do things from a perspective of spending, because I think this time more time in discussion back and forth with Mr. Watlington, and since he did have a written presentation and the original correspondence to him as well, Mr. Ross and Mr. Abramson required about 10 or something items to be addressed in the budget, so we never got around to that because of discussion over how many long the lines going to be to election, how many machines they need and don't need, when the stuff is about it, and never even had an opportunity to even examine the machine, because when he came into office, the machine was sitting right in the office in St. Thomas until we got it over here for the fair, and we demonstrated for the agricultural fair, and we have the whole setup right over here to the front. But the argument and the confusion came because somebody is trying to suggest that since they have 200 Shiptronic machines, you need 200 ES280 machines. Not realizing that the voting station, where you go to cast your vote, you have received 200 in St. Thomas and 200 in St. Croix. You have an additional set of voting stations right inside what was here before. So if you can imagine having 20 voting stations or more as one of our 14 polling places, all you're doing is going to mark your ballot there, and you take the ballot from the voting station and go to the DS200 where you scan and record your vote, and the vote takes the ballot and deposits it in an independent paper trail ballot box where nobody can have access to the ballot box because they are sealed and they have numbers on them. So the numbers the security code is broken, you will know. So basically that's the way the machine was out there. In the media, so you could take it clearly so people see it in the news, or you post the news or take photos of the machine. Because don't have the public believing that because we only have 43 DS200 machines as a part, that you need 200 of those machines. Those functions are separate and different from the government 1242 Shiptronic machines. So if we can share that information, to be helping the process so we don't have you confused, because when we voted before voting machines, you had some big brown board boxes to give you your ballot. You go to some booth or build by public works or whoever, and you voted in there at the voting station, you go and drop the ballot in the ballot box. This technology EEC certified to sue to the Help America Vote Act. So I didn't write it and the board members didn't write the Help America Vote Act. We are just in compliance with all the base to machine was selected, they paid for the hit, and we tend to use them along with the other process of voting. So that's what I can tell you today. So again, if you have any questions, you can ask the question.
Question was basically answered, which is the resignation of John Wilkinson and the others who were here at the time of the report you have there be included. If they answered it, so.
Well, basically I can't force them to come.
I know.
Supervisor of election that is not history would be the person to speak to the deputy. They are not under any direction or directive from this office of the board to order them to respond. They are the persons mentioned in the reports. They will be the ones at their own volition, absent the supervisor from the process that is taking place to respond. So I and Mr. Neal or Mr. Webster or Mr. Molino, any other member can direct them to respond to this document. The appropriate time and agency will be the one to have them present and answer the question. If on their own volition, when Mr. Fox asked them if they could help her answer some of the concerns, they go say, well, I help you, I cannot wait until the right time comes. But we can, I or member say you can order Mr. Abrams or Mr. Glasgow or anybody or Mr. Weber to come in and give us information. We are not the investigative arm of this report or the auditing agency of the report. The request was made from the EAC to the Interior Department to the Inspector General, and that chair would maintain custody and information as it relates to the report. Yes, ma'am.
Understood.
And for what period does it cover?
I believe it was before my time or before these two individuals' time.
2003 to 2013.
So that's a plan.
2013?
Yeah, 10 years.
So that's based on, yes, sir.
Do you know how much money did the DI election system receive from HAPA? How much money is being
Well, it's public knowledge because the United States Congress appropriated hundreds of millions of dollars to all the states in Guam, Puerto Rico, and Guyana. And the Help America whole lot of line among that was given. I think the Virgin got about $3.3 million. The Help America whole lot. And the law that was created earlier, before I got here, I think it was in 2003, when Mr. Tom, who was governor, created the election system fund. And money from HAPA was supposed to be deposited in the election system fund. You know, a special fund and other funds. So those funds are managed with the interest fund that was created also. That signatory to those interest fund was created by that. So the Board of Election did not create those funds. Those are legislative activity. HAPA, election system fund, special funds, those are funds between monetary control between the statute. The interest fund that was created, the signature of the interest fund was the election, but don't prohibit another person or persons from signing. So that interest fund was created by the body of the Board of Election, the joint board or the system did not create the election system fund. HAPA required the funds to be deposited accordingly and maintained and managed with interest, and other funds deposited by appropriation from the legislature. So the best way to get information is from the OMB, or from the Commission of Finance. They submitted a correspondence some time ago to me when I requested it finally, that then finally that I received a confidential document. But this report from the Inspector General Office, they require us to comply with the contents of this until they have issued the final report and the findings and response from this concern. Yes, sir.
Just to follow up, I saw that the deadline for response is September 16th.
Yes, sir.
Is there a firm date for when the final report is going to be released?
Well, anytime after the exit conference, the information is submitted is up to the Secretary's office, because he mentioned that under 508 of the Freedom of Information Act, they're committed to make everything available. So when they complete their response from us and the deadline passed, then they will issue the final report where you or anybody can look at it and read it. Because they give the opportunity for the respondents to respond in case something is erroneous or misrepresented, to give me a chance. No, that's not so. This is how it went. And they would evaluate it, investigate it, search it, and say, well, if you say this is what it is, show me the document to support this. It's just probably like a pre-trial situation. Yes, sir.
Okay, you say have a draft date for the members to respond.
Take September 16th.
Okay, members like Ms. Milano, you, and Mr. Webster, like Ms. Monsanto, new people, do they have to respond to the audit?
It ain't compelling that you respond. It says if you want to, with PDF or otherwise, any one of us can only tell us what we know in comparison to what we saw in the document. So if we are not individuals who were involved at the time of certain comments or findings, or we could say we don't, or we could say we don't have the information to address it.
And it's mandatory that they have to respond as
No, they don't have to, but sometime down the road, either you do your own collation, or you can be subpoenaed as far as the grand jury, because they have the jurisdiction to verify any information or findings that they found in the audit before they move forward. So if I was involved and don't respect to all the things that it's me doing in this report, they would find me and say, about Brian, hey, this is what we find on you. And so don't ask me nothing. When they go and get a subpoena from the court, they bring him before hearing a grand jury and try again to ask me if I don't go. Then they convene a grand jury and I have to go to the grand jury. I can go with or without the attorney. That is my choice. If I choose to go with the attorney, then I have some legal representation there with me. But that process is not for the board or to the board to address. Yes, ma'am.
Good morning.
Ms. Mohammed, thank you.
Thank you. My concern is with the election for 2014. So I would like to know, I heard your testimony that the contractor did the assessment and the preparation of the new voting stations and the calculators according to the number of polls that existed back, I guess that would have been 2010.
Before, I guess it was just...
Okay, fine. My concern is then, is it to be an update, because I know there were changes in the polling, not necessarily decreasing, but changes at any rate. Like for instance, that was prior to eliminating St. Gerald's Hall, which I believe is totally eliminated now, right? And Florence Williams. So I'm just concerned that there's another assessment and to be sure that there are proper designation for all the polls where the polling stations and calculators are concerned for the district of St. Croix. And then secondly, I would like to know insofar as assessing again still the locations, because you know, with education, some of the sites they are making adjustments and you have to verify the ADA stations or polls or whatever, that kind of thing, in in a timely situation to know if there's any adjustments they have to make insofar as relocating your rooms or whatever. So I would like to know that that is going to be in process, so you would know that everything where the preparation for the 2014 in St. Croix, because I focus in on St. Croix, is ready. And then the last concern I have is it going to be possible, because I know the law was changed, I believe, with the 229, where the primary has to be done by the parties, because they simply made the accommodation to allow them to do it in the 2010, but they put the date on there, I know, for 2014 to be done by the parties. But are you going to allow and send them correspondence to that effect, that they can rent, you would, handle a machine at voting station and calculator or such, for them to be able to have the primary with the machines, the new machines that we have, but supervise and think by the election system. In other words, you're just providing them the technology to have their primary done, but they have to pay the expense of what it is that the system will end.
I like that.
You got me? Okay. So if I could get answer to that question, please.
First thing that you asked about, the amount of stations or polling places and AD complex. Mr. Webster is a committee that have been doing it along with Mr. Hill and Mr. Williams, with AD locations for office spaces and to include locations. I think the St. George's Hall was ruled out because you don't have an AD complex there, so they merged that station. How we got to the numbers of machines that we selected, the DS280 and all those things, I had asked Mrs. Johnson, if I'm not wrong, she could tell me right now, we had gotten a number of voters that vote in the Virgin Islands in different districts, polling places, right? Right. So we got that information, and the information from the system, we know how many registered voters vote where and how many. So that is how they came to the amount of DS200 machines. Not that anybody here should go and say that.
I just want to correct, because yes, he did it, but what I'm pointing out is there have been some changes in some of the school locations that after school officially open, somebody needs to go back.
That's what
Yeah. So where the ramps are and everything.
Well, that's what Mr. Webster is doing in his committee. And when we have some time, Mr. Molina chairs the committee and demonstration because the law requires you have ballots in English and Spanish. So Mr. O'Neill and Mr. Webster and Mr. Molina will be there to do those demonstration of the 27 locations that have been selected to show and demonstrate the machine. Not work the machine or test the machine. All those test the machine. The machine are tested by the contractor and is certified by EAC for the use compliance with the Health America Rule. So we didn't just randomly sell 40 machines. The manufacturers know whether it was Dominion, ESNS, or anyone that knew how many voting stations and places and precincts we had. That information was given to them by Ms. Johnson and apparently Mrs. Benjamin St. Thomas, the amount of voters in St. Thomas and John, and we had the amount of voters from St. Croix and the precincts of polling places that were there. So they calculated the use because you voted at polling stations and then you go to the DS200 and you scan your ballot, you certify what you see on the screen, and if you certify, if you reject it, you spoil it, you go back, and you leave it, the machine takes about it.
So the listing already exists as to how many polling station and calculators are to be at each polling.
No, we haven't done how many, we haven't done that yet, but we have sufficient.
You have an estimate from the contractor who provided,
Yes,
but it
correct.
hasn't, okay.
So when
The
the
next
board,
issue.
the board will decide how many machines will be according to accommodate the amount of voters in different locations because the population is different.
And the numbers are changing.
Then the next question was the
Primary.
The primary, the last is what you said. But I think the last time the legislature made an appropriation that was the primary. We have to then notify the party heads to be in compliance with the reset passage as to how they're going to submit the procedure. The Board of Elections is authorized through the statute to assist and verify the process that they're going to use. So if it comes that they want to use one of our machines, we, the board, not board, the board will decide how we're going to accommodate this and who's going to be compensated for the use as long as we have the use of it under the proper statute.
Just a question, clarification. You're saying that, because I'm not sure, the code says the system, the board must assist and facilitate the parties, primary?
You said
It says that?
they determine the process they're going to use.
Oh, so I let the board, and yes, I know that much. But I mean, it doesn't mandate that you must. I didn't think so. Okay, fine. But you would be able to or determine if you can, and then give them a pricing as to how
The
it can be done.
The board will supervise the election together with that. And then what next last question was? Get your last question.
Like that to learn.
I wanted to be sure I understand what was saying.
The fee.
The fee?
No,
Which fees?
for the artists to
Well,
pay for the moving of the machine and stuff like
well,
that.
that's what we just finished this week.
Yeah, no, that you would establish that. Because I'm just concerned that they're going to wait till last minute and say they don't know this and know that, and look to dump it back at the system again. So I'm just asking if you would be proactive to determine how you could do it and even set an estimate as to what the cost would be by using 2 machine, 3 machine, 2 personnel, 3 personnel, moving it someplace, to give them a sort of a estimated rate sheet, the parties I'm talking about, as to how you're
I
gonna.
think Mr. Caesar Benjamin wrote a letter question information. In the last meeting we had in Mr. Ross and some head members, we're going to put a letter, so we can send a letter to notify them what we expect for them to do with the deadline. So when they come up to the next meeting here, we can address that again on the agenda to finally have any idea how they want to address that.
Very good, thank you.
So, yeah, I got something in the same vein of what is talking about. If the system has oversight, it will still have oversight over the primaries, so we'll have to provide the judges and poll people and all that. That's how I don't know.
Well, this is how we determine the process to be used for their primary they have to pay for. We don't have a whole bunch of people. If they have the candidates and we're going to assist and determine the process, we want to make sure they come with a process that is fair that everybody can see what took place. We don't want to sit in a room and let them vote and they come back and say they approved it. We will approve only what we took part in supervising, determining the process.
Can we provide an oversight over the whole thing?
They will have their own candidates who they want to submit, it's like a convention.
And I was exactly going to say, because they should have a process itemized in their articles of incorporation as to how the process should take place in order to formulate it to even then bring it to the board.
Well, that's what we will be doing at our next regular joint, district meeting. We'll address these as a concern because Mr. Ross and Ms. Moorhead was working on that. They're not here to address that concern. So I don't want to speak to what they do because there are in fact other changes that need to be made prior to election, because it's primary registration or general election. So we need to have our stuff put forward because Mr. Watkins submitted some portion of the reform without the committee putting it together. So that is a concern that we had with Ms. Moorhead, Mr. Williams and ourselves here to make sure we submit the right information to the change when they remove overseas voters registration, the days of filing, days of doing things in place.
Just one other concern, Mr. Chair,
yes,
but you please officially notify the joint board that it is overdue to have a meeting in St. Croix.
Well, they know that, but I think they will come talking about finances to travel, but nonetheless.
You traveling anyway?
Because we have our allotted funds to travel to these meetings, but I don't know what they did with this, and I'm not the one to ask. We can only address that at a joint board meeting. So when they have a joint board meeting, it's when we can raise that issue. But absent that, I don't think nobody needs to.
If somebody should address it in documentation to the board as a district request, I mean.
But we know that. That's what I'm saying. Only when it's a joint board meeting, we will address that because we can't account for how the Central District spend their transportation to meeting money. So since we've been going on at them, I'm not against what you're saying, but I or anybody here, even Ms. Johnson, can't say that people from Sonoma must come and pay the home. If they decide they will pay the home and they reimburse their home, that's been doing, that's a different issue. But the district board cannot force the other district to travel when there's a joint. The joint chairman will determine how they're going to come from St. Thomas to St. Croix. Because we can't say we're going.
My point, Mr. Chair.
No, tell me what you're saying.
I am simply saying, if you would please put it in writing.
We don't need to write that. They know I write. I don't write it. I tell you, write it on the tell. I tell you that shit up.
You addressed it in writing before.
They know that. I know. I don't tell you. Write you to tell you that I'm not purple blood. I could see you got it. You know you got it.
No, I'm just saying for it to say formally that the constituency in St. Croix is asking the St. Croix District Board to have the St. and realize that it is, we would like for them to come as they're supposed to because it is their.
But all I say don't request it. They know. They don't come. I can't make no. If I write down, I've been writing the chairman and the joint board for letters. I don't get the response. The last time I get the letter from the joint chair is to notify me that the vehicle in St. Croix is only authorized for people to use it. And I asked her to tell us who's supposed to use it. I get the answer from her yet. So I asked her about the interest fund. She answered me yet. So why am I going to write again like a pen pal?
No problem, because without the discussion, hopefully the media will make it an issue.
But they know they'll be here.
Well, I'm just because the discussion. It might be item in somebody's article, and that's
well, they don't put it. I can't remember, but I know for a fact I have been writing a letter to the joint chair about what needs to be done, interest fund, signatures, the vehicle. I asked the voters for the vehicle registration, the insurance company, so I could know who in St. Croix can drive the vehicle. The vehicle still in public works park, so I don't drive. I got 2 trucks and I can't drive. So I was driving for me. I use the vehicle when I move it over that people came here to fix the engine and they were not going to change the door. But it is right there, and if I did not get answer for 4 correspondence, and even send suggested items to the agenda, and don't get a response, and come back up to the issue.
And meaning for you to repeat, but has there been any response concerning the ADA requirements of this room? Because I
No,
remember
we
you
doing that
wrote,
already, but that ADA report is completed. And since it's a special meeting, we don't want to go with the agenda from the regular meeting. We only kept this meeting specially to address this distribution of the Inspector General report. And the AD report committee is consisted of Mr. Webster, Mr. Raymond Williams, Rupert, somebody else. And that report have been here last meeting. So when they come back, the district meeting, Wednesday, I'll have Ms. Fox or Ms. Johnson to get a copy for you to look at it. But it
Thank
is
you
in
much.
fact verified and circulated different locations. So if there are no further questions and comments, we'd like to thank all of you for coming here this morning, and media read what they want, and likewise and reading what they're writing. So thank you for being here.
thank you,
So the meeting is now adjourned. Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah, Ms. Boston for write a letter saying the overdue performance.
Yeah, and hopefully I say the media, because the media being slanted too, you know, we ain't having a joint meeting in St. Croix, they being slanted too, so that's why I said,
I see the way this
hopefully
is-
somebody would make it an
Ms.
issue more
Boston
than
for
that.
write a letter or give to us.
Look, give me
Because me being a decision of me being in St. Thomas all the time, or we being a decision.
because you see,